kicking in. All right, I think it's almost time to go live with the increasingly awesome AI Office Hour show here. Today we have, well, let's get rid of this intro screen here and kick things off properly once I figure out how to get ourselves.
It says live in 25 seconds. It says live.
All right.
No, it's live right now. Right?
Yeah, okay. We're good. We're live.
Good. We've got Rob joining us finally this week.
Yeah, go, Rob.
Yeah, right on, man.
Welcome to the show, Rob.
Awesome. So, hey, folks that are listening now and in the future somewhere at some point in time, we are ever evolving our half an hour of all things AI as it relates mostly around kind of sales and marketing stack and product development. But of course, we've got to kind of stay up to date and as far out on the edge of the stack as we can. So happy to kind of answer any questions really about anything in the AI space right now. Man, there's been a lot going on. You'll probably notice our new branding up here, Tricycle AI. It's our consortium agency helping other folks implement this kind of stuff. Dave Chudak, Rob Hoosein.
Good to see everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Dave, leading the stack and cooking everything in the AI Culinary Delights department. What's new this week?
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff going on. I see that Grok and XAI have actually been making heavy investments in their data centers, and they've got some new 500,000 chip data center that I believe that's going to be drastically reducing the costs of API usage down to like a tenth of what the other providers are providing access for. So I think this is going to be a huge play to get people onto like XAI for development purposes and solely using their API, which is going to give them more momentum, more revenue to make deeper investments. So I think that's great. Also, Meta has been doing some amazing things with the Llama 4 model, which I've been digging into just because we've got a project with like huge context requirements, and Llama 4 has an experimental model with up to 10 million token context window, which is massive. It's like 10 times bigger than sort of like the biggest models that are out there right now. So this is going to allow us, with regards to retail and real estate, we're going to be able to analyze much more data and get insights around data rather than making gut feeling decisions for organizations. So I think really cool stuff happening in development's world, and just fun time to be around.
Hey, Rob, you got a couple of weeks to get caught up with all of your inputs here. We miss having you around and on the show. I think we've got ICSC coming up. And the Tricycle's got a booth there, and we've got lots of cool stuff that we're doing with commercial real estate organizations. And something that I just wanted to talk about was all the underside of AI implementations for enterprise, and really the difference between kind of hacking something together, over the weekend versus an implementation at enterprise grade. And I don't know, you want to just talk a little bit about some of the it's not the challenges, but like some of the new stuff that we discover as we dig deeper into enterprise compliance stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think some of the things we're finding is how things can be tied together through different areas, whether we're doing something that's customer service focused, but needing a security compliance and security protocols that need to be implemented and tied into, because that's part of what's happening when you're facing outward customers and just people engaging with these agents or these AI tools, these chatbots, is that not only are we helping people find, where stores are or how to find their way around shopping centers or get access to information, but security issues pop up where, unfortunately in today's climate, there's things that happen where attacks can happen at centers, or people call in, bomb threats and stuff like that. So it's like, how do we handle these things, and how do they follow the right protocols?
So that's like failover in the
exactly. Yeah. And then making sure it gets into the right hands of the right people, that it doesn't get lost in the ether, because those are like time of the essence, right? Yeah. Something happens, we want to make sure that One, we're directing them to the right place. They're going down the right path, and they're connected to the right people, the security or 911 or whatever that is. So that's been an interesting thing that we've been getting into.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say that was interesting because when you brought that into the kitchen, you know, I have this sort of like idea of how those mall space agents play out, but then all of these intricacies are like much, you know, much deeper than we had first sort of like anticipated for. So it's really interesting to see the use cases.
Yeah. I mean, for me, we've been doing the customer service stuff for a bit, and we haven't had to run into that because there was always just this simple handoff. But now when you incorporate these AI bots, these chat bots or agents, voice agents, there's a whole other level that's got to be monitored and maintained. And it created some great challenges. I know you just said. So yeah, it was definitely
it was interesting.
To get into, it was interesting to get in there.
It was interesting.
And work out those challenges. So yeah.
Hey, Dave, I know you've been working a lot in the voice agent department.
Yep.
How are things going in the kitchen over there?
It's amazing. And, you know, there's a lot of evolution happening in the latency reduction. So the models are becoming strong, like the stack is becoming stronger and stronger. The transcription models are offering more and more languages. The transcription models, really, because everything is API based, you can really drill down. And now we're finding with these mall spaces with almost 300 stores that at the assistant level, you can be giving it phonetic pronunciation files so that everything runs flawlessly. And it's a little bit finicky, and these projects are rather large in scope, but all of the tooling is there all along that stack. And it's all sort of like, there's just these treats popping up on a weekly basis where something that we're doing that has that inside of the stack gets better, and we just upgrade automatically because there's been like a level up within the tool stack, right? So I think that's the cool part about what we're working on, is it's sort of ever evolving. All of those individual pieces that work together as the clock, we're getting new gears every week that are newer and better and more efficient. So I think it's really cool. It's really cool what we're working on right now. It's a very fun time to be working on this stuff.
I'm just going to give a shout out to anyone who is pausing their scroll through LinkedIn to catch up with what we're doing here, and just say thanks for watching now and for later. Just for those of you who don't know us, the way we kind of architect the shop here is I'm kind of leading all of the sales and outreach AI tech. Rob's got all the marketing stuff, and Dave's in product development. So of course, if you want to work with us, just give us a shout. What else is cool? Maybe I'll jump in from some outreach. Actually, I've got a great, maybe this will turn into a snippet, but basically we use N8N as kind of our backbone for automation stuffing for product, and other. Clay is kind of the backbone for outreach. And I was just on the Clay support Slack channel there, and there is like this theme that goes on and on and on and on about essentially new users trying to integrate their own open API or whatever AI model keys they want to use so they don't like burn through excessive Clay credits. And everyone is stumped, and Clay's answer is like, find a model with 50 million things that they don't really tell you. So if like querying this in YouTube, the answer is you need to be a tier 2 or above open AI level to integrate. And in the tiny print, all you need to do is put $50 into OpenAI and you move up to tier 2. It says you got to do all this other stuff. At that end, $50 moves you to tier 2.
Interesting. Can you use any model within there? Like, are you allowed to put any model API key in there?
You can connect.
Okay, interesting. Because I've got some kung fu I might be able to lend you with. There's an API for Cypher Alpha, which is a large 1 million token LLM, and it's absolutely free, and it's available on OpenRouter. For anyone that's interested in OpenRouter AI, and they've got some free API keys that are experimental. Obviously, like you're giving the model your input, and that's helping build the model out, but it's being used by a lot of coders who are using tools like Roo Code IDE and using those coding IDE interfaces to have a super sort of like lightweight cost environment. So maybe that's something we can discuss and try out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm leery of opening up my screen just due to the distortion of the layout here, but
Yep. Yep.
we'll get that figured out because it's also fun to shoot out some demos.
For sure.
But what's really kind of impressed me, and I think put some fear into the hearts of ABM kind of marketers, is the level of sophistication of the stack that you need for outreach now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't really send out more than 5 emails a day from an inbox. So you need like this multi-inbox thing. You've got to have your core for enrichment. The cool thing is, though, if you are doing kind of ABM true and you're doing hyper targeting and personalization, Clay's really great at that kind of small snippet of ultra personalized stuff in email.
Yeah.
The tricky thing, though, is just managing costs, because you burn through credits quickly. Hence you want to have as much of your own foo kind of plugged in there for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. Yeah, I know you've been playing with that a lot in the last couple of weeks, and I think that's going to be very useful for clients that are looking at doing that sort of outreach. So it's good that we're all on top of that.
It's also cool. Kind of it's a key point in platform decision making right now too. Like over at Dotfusion, where we're building like big stuff on content platforms. Mm-hmm. It is now in the consideration set of the purchaser if the content platform, the CMS, has an MCP server, right? Because I just want to use my normal chat interface now to, see what content's up there, to push something new.
Yep,
it's really cool, and it's almost like mind shattering, because for the last years, authors have been making stuff over in Google Docs or Word, cutting and pasting it into the content platform.
Yep.
So it's really been what a content platform was for. But now you can do all your stuff in Google, connect to MCP, shove it into Agility CMS, Contentful, or whatever you're using, and voila. So a lot of cool changes, and you see these companies reacting all over the place. Notion's always been really strong if you're Notion users, because it's all API driven stuff. It's a great kind of.
But it was really good to see Agility jump on board and get their MCP set up right away, so that clients that were looking to engage with that sort of tooling and are on the front side of that and want to talk to MPC triggers within N8N to perform automations and things like this. Like, it is amazing that they moved so quickly on this. So props to Agility, and props to Dotfusion for being an Agility provider, because that's awesome.
Yeah, and if anyone is listening in from the kind of the content marketing perspective, Joel, the CTO over there, is a super boss man and the most down to earth dude. Just give him an email and talk about what the roadmap is over there. So
very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
I know I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, but have you guys talked about the Comet browser?
Bring it, dude.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, because Chris, you were showing me some cool stuff the other day, how it was really incorporating even with your pipe drive system. I don't know, maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
It's almost like an MCP server for folks who don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, it's like anything you're logged into within the browser environment is like fair game.
Yeah, so I can control Agility with it. I can control pipe drive, whatever you've got open in a window. And if you have multi-tabs open, you can tell one thing to be going and doing a thing in another window. So it's really the biggest piece of AI tech that's kind of meant the most over the last couple months.
Yeah, I think it's especially for the average person who's leveraging AI, because it allows them to start using the browser agentically in a way that's practical and doesn't it's not disruptive to your regular workflow. It's sort of like you're just telling it what you would have done yourself and allowing it to do that work while you open another window and go off and start crushing another task or grab a coffee or whatever you're doing.
Dude, you just gave me an idea. I've got one Comet invite left. I'm just going to post it on the LinkedIn channel. So you guys
that's absolutely a great idea. That's a great idea.
All right, I'm off into another world for a sec.
That's awesome.
So Rob, anything else going on right now? I know you've got some AI automation chatbots that you guys have been using as well, and I think that's something that more and more of the people that come and talk to us are interested in leveraging the chatbots and the voice agents. Do you have any success stories on that side?
Yeah, it seems to be getting, great uptake. People are interested in it. I think they see the benefits of it. But something else that I've been noticing, or that actually had a workshop, an AI workshop with some marketing managers across the country yesterday, and there's still, and not to take it back too far or bring it to basics, but there's still a lot of room for improvement on just even prompting or using some of these tools that so they can use it in their daily, everyday tasks. And some of these marketing folks, if they're part of enterprise systems, they have to use something like Microsoft Copilot and diving into it just to be able to use things that can help them, brainstorm ideas or build out gift guides for their centers, or any kind of retail company can use it for these things. But I think there's these areas that they're still unsure of how to get the best.
Of course, yeah, and I've seen that too, and I that's a big that's funny because you bring up a good point about people having problems with prompting, but I feel like the only prompt you need to really know is to be able to prompt it to, if you're having problems with prompting, you can say, based on the most recent documentation for this model, provide me with a prompt template, and what I'm trying to achieve is this. And it will give you an entire template of what details to feed back in a new prompt to achieve that end goal. And there's always things that we don't consider with regards to the details that we're giving the model or whatever. So that's a good way to start, because each model keeps coming out with a formatted markdown structure of how prompts should be fed for maximum efficiency and output. So I think that's a great place to start, is ask the model for what the model's expectations are in that prompt, and to give you a template, and then just bring that out into a Word document, work on it a bit until you have your vision, or keep it in there and run it in Canvas mode and kick it back and forth with that model to get that perfect prompt, and then take that into a new window and just send it.
What I was doing was a little bit of a hack, and it's whether it's correct or not, I'm probably the beginner in the group, but what I do is kind of just type out, verbally dump what I'm trying to do, not even cohesive, and then say, turn this into a prompt that will help me get the best results. And I love it. Then it would just spit out this uber prompt.
That's it.
And even at the end of it, it'd be like, okay, do you want me to run this prompt?
You've got it. Yeah, you've got it. And you can even do that inside of your voice memo on your phone and get that transcript, distill the transcript, and then go through that process. So even if you're a guy that just doesn't type too quick or whatever, and you're just good at talking to your phone, I mean, you can even do it that way and get some great results. So that's awesome. And I think that's not much different than the way that I'm doing things, to be honest. That's just a good workflow that works for you, right?
What's really cool is hacking WhatsApp or Telegram as your command center. Especially Telegram, because they open their APIs, so you can basically build all your automations and workflows with triggered voice inputs from Telegram, and it can go and hit N8N and go kick out a whole bunch of interesting things to happen from there. Awesome. That's kind of nice. So you can kind of centralize you can actually hack Telegram to manage all of your other channel messaging, because you can get N8N Slack messages from here. Telegram is kind of fun.
I saw you do that, where you were sending yourself a meeting sort of request type of thing. We were at lunch the one day, and you were showing someone the Telegram sort of personal assistant you had devised.
Dude, you give me okay. Next time we got to we got to show off who is it? Mickey Majors.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to get into that.
Yeah. What's that?
That'd be great.
What's Mickey Majors?
So my brother-in-law runs Major League Socks. They basically make socks with the likeness of sports athlete.
And it all started with Bab socks, I believe. Yeah.
So what the idea there is because they sell in retail mostly, or through distribution channels where they're unable to know who the buyer is. So the concept is a QR code on the packaging. You load up the QR code and you get Mickey Majors, the voice agent, who, while he's kind of doing his song and dance kind of thing, he's collecting your data and asking you, what kind of player would you like to see next on the stocks? And it kind of invites you and collects your data and puts you into a loyalty program.
And also you get some special offer, right? So it's like it's a resell opportunity and gathering. Yeah, it's great. It's a perfect application for an interesting, quirky voice agent to be.
Yeah, but he knows, like, if you say like your favorite player is Connor McDavid, he knows that plays for Edmonton, and he's like, he knows all the stats, so he'll come back with like, oh man, he was like MVP of the year this year. Good call. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
it is
awesome.
very cool.
I love those voice agents. They're so cool. They're so cool.
Awesome. And what's going on with image stuff? I know the banana action is kind of like settled in now, and people are
I feel like the image and video stuff is actually like really gotten a lot more intense the last few weeks, and like the people are starting to use Nano Banana in really practical and amazing ways. I know like my wife has a medical clinic and had used it to do some team pictures that needed modifying, and it was able to do that very easily. But from a creative perspective and from a video like filmmaker's perspective, you could be storyboarding individual image frames, which then get picked up by tools like Midjourney or VO3 or WAN 2.2. I've got a good friend who actually, I met him when our two kids were playing in the park together, and his son loves bugs and I love bugs. So I was just playing with the little magnifying bug dish, but turns out this guy's a AI filmmaker, and he just went down to LA and won this like filmmaking award. And he's doing some really, really, really crazy stuff with AI video. And and the two of us are just so blown away by like the speed at which the tooling is advancing. And like Chris, you saw the other day, I had my daughter bought a Halloween costume, a mermaid costume, and I was able to go into Nano Banana, turn it into her being a mermaid in the middle of the ocean, then went into like WAN 2.2 and made it so she was swimming up towards the sunlight in this like spiraling column of light kind of, and it was just like, it's just mind-blowing. And I think, right now the models have limited 5 to 8 second outputs, but when you're able to start storyboarding in here, like in almost like a Adobe Premiere like environment, and you're creating all of the prompting and the scenes within an environment, like a timelined environment like that, and you're able to output full length feature films this way, like really things are changing rapidly. And a lot of people are like, is this the death of art? Is this the death of cinema? And I think, no, it's like a really cool evolution. And I had a guy the other day, he was drawing on a digital tablet, and he's like, well, is AI going to kill art? And I'm like, man, an impressionist painter would have looked at you on the digital tablet and asked the same thing, right? And I'm like, but you're doing these ballistic things. And then so he's working on something, and I'm like, let's take a picture of that, turn it into a full image. And he's like, all right. And then I'm like, now let's like, and he was working on this like picture of like two robots sort of like sparring. So we took that picture, Nano Banana'd it, and then turned it into like a Street Fighter like fight between the two robots. And this guy's face was just like, what the hell's happening right now? It's like, you just took a picture of my screen, and in under 10 minutes we have like a full scene out of it. So it's cool because it's inspiring. It's inspiring a younger generation to get into doing things that are creative without a lot of the production grunt work. And like the same goes for music. Like I showed Chris, I wrote a couple of, fun songs, and you can use like Suno, and it's really amazing to see like that you can test being a songwriter and make a song in like 5 or 10 different styles, like country, rock, like R&B, and do all these, and you get these cool outputs, and you're like, wow, it's like just so fun to spin something up. And I think like, endless possibilities. I'm talking to the community center that I do work with for the fundraising committee. I said, let's do a little like 2.5 minute jingle for our fundraising kickoff. And this friend of mine that's the video guy has already volunteered to do the video for it. So I was like, we got this cool little music video to kick off our fundraising campaign in our 50th year. So, like for 10 years ago, that would have cost $100,000. There's no way you could, or more, like there's no way you could do something with that level of production value. So for us to be able to do something that impactful on such a tight timeline and with like almost no budget is like, it's pretty bonkers.
And dude, on unknown use cases, study aids, because the tune you made for me was to help remember some really boring collision regulations at sea. To an Ivory riff, man. It was like so good.
And the way that I made that was interesting because you sent me the government regulations website with the coal regs. And I was like, okay, I just gave that to ChatGPT and said, make a fun song with all the regulations from this website. And it's going to be in a reggae style. And then I fed that into Suno. And like the first output was the home run. Like it was just so good.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's the future look like in the as far as we can see it? What's coming out? What's happening?
I just wanted to mention that for all the people who are watching, we're sitting down with businesses right now for free and looking at their operational models, looking at what they do and seeing what the low-hanging fruit is for that particular organization with regards to AI. And that's kind of part of the symbology of the Tricycle, is because everybody starts on the Tricycle, right? It's like the starting point, and there's the three of us, and it's this interesting symbology behind it. But I think like this is sort of like the Tricycle moment of AI for a lot of businesses. It's like this is the moment where you get on and learn how to ride the bike, and if you're looking at getting into how AI can be leveraged in your business, and you're sort of like, as a business leader, you feel like you're behind. There's a lot of people who are further behind than you are right now. Just the fact that you're engaging with content like this and coming and watching stuff probably puts you ahead of half the people out there who have their heads sort of like buried in the sand and are like, nope, I'm not doing it. Right. So
dude, I just spoke with someone today who's got a really cool local VA organization. I said, hey, like, what's the maturity level of your VAs?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, we work with mid-sized companies and most of them are kind of scared of using it. I'm like, cool, there's a half of that you definitely have to acknowledge and understand, but you kind of want to stay tuned in.
Yeah.
I think that's part of like what we're trying to do, just share stuff that is
precisely
common usage. We're not developing the inner core of modeling and stuff like that. And really, how do you apply this stuff in a kind of safe way? Also to know it seems most people are ChatGPT kind of users. There's kind of like most folks use GPT. Then there's the kind of Claude folks, and there's like the Grok Llama. Super.
I have all of them, but I do love Grok a lot.
But you gotta watch, like they come by default where they are training their models on your data, but there is a button in there that you can kind of close your own little world.
Private mode, as
far as we know. But yeah, I think the three of us are a little bit more on the optimistic side of things, and we do need the folks who are kind of holding things down as well on the other side of that spectrum.
But come talk to us, and I guarantee that we'll take a look at stuff. If anything, you'll walk away with some free, just like advice of how to start trying things and walk away trying things. But more than likely, we're going to be able to identify some operational things within your business where you'll actually be saving quite a bit of money by putting a solution in place. So come talk to us. Don't be scared. Take the first step. Be excited about AI and not scared about it, and we're going to be there to sort of help you if you need help.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Rob,
looks like you got something on your mind.
No, I just was going to add to it that as being the Tricycle, that's what we're here for, is to help people get started and get going on their journey, right? Like, we're the training wheels. We have it set up so that we can help them hold their hand along the way, even train their people how to use it and use tools even better. So
I don't like the screen configuration right now because this implies that I'm the front wheel of the bicycle, which is a lot of responsibility.
Turn your head.
Okay, turn your head. Seems like a lot of responsibility. I'm not sure, guys.
You did give me an idea, dude, for some guest speakers, because I'm kind of cruising through this and that in my daily scene, and I'm running into some really amazing AI creators, and there's this one dude in Cambodia right now who's doing some really cool stuff to kind of tell the history of Cambodia through AI short videos and things. He has
Very
a
cool.
nice passion for the past and the future.
That's very cool.
I'll reach out to him, see if we can get him on the show and you can show off some of his cool stuff.
That's cool. And I would also love to get that video friend of mine on the show, because he actually was working for A&E and he was doing History Channel stuff as well and doing those. So that's kind of, maybe we could get both of those guys on the same show. That'd be wild. Yeah.
Awesome.
That'd be fun.
Cool.
Right,
any other whiz bang kind of stuff you want to hit before we say goodbye till next week?
No, just everybody get ready. If you're watching and you're going to be around October 6th to 8th, come check us out at ICSC. We're going to be down there. We're getting ready for that show, and or just reach out to us and come talk to us about AI.
Yeah, bring questions. Come next week, bring questions. And love to talk to people. I think that's where we'll get a lot of value, is getting the people have the interesting things to kind of bring and pique our curiosity. And we probably have some solutions for you.
All right, dudes, I'm going to figure out how to shut this down.
Beautiful.
And, we'll be back next week, same time, same channel,
It's always fun. I have a great time doing this, guys. It was good to see you, Rob. Welcome to the show. You're awesome. And we look forward to many more amazing segments.
Cool. All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
Take care, guys.
Right.
Have a good day. See you soon, guys.
Cheers.